This is the story of a dog who spent 127 days believing nobody wanted him until one Tuesday afternoon proved him wrong. Max had claimed the same corner of Kennel 14 for over 4 months. Every morning, he'd watch families arrive with excitement in their eyes, pointing at the playful puppies tumbling in the front kennels. They'd coo at the energetic young dogs, snapping photos and asking questions. And then they'd walk right past him. His crime? A gray muzzle that told the truth about his age. He was 8 years old when his previous owner surrendered him, with nothing but a frayed leash and some excuse about apartment restrictions. The shelter staff noticed how Max's eyes dimmed a little more each week, how his tail wagged less frequently, how he stopped pressing his nose against the bars when footsteps approached. But you know what never changed? Every single morning, without fail, Max still positioned himself at the front of his kennel, ears up, eyes hopeful, waiting for his person to finally arrive. Sarah and Tom weren't planning to leave with the dog that afternoon. They'd come to drop off donated blankets, maybe spend an hour with the animals. Grief still sat heavy in their chests from losing their golden retriever 6 months earlier. They told each other they were just looking. Sarah was heading toward the exit when she heard it. Not barking, not whining, just a soft, barely audible sigh that somehow cut through all the noise. She stopped, turned, and found herself staring into Kennel 14. And speaking of waiting, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, this story might just change your mind because we share incredible second chance stories like this every week. Max stood there completely still. No jumping, no desperation, no pleas for attention. He simply looked at her with eyes that held 4 months of hope and heartbreak. Then he did something that broke her completely. He took one step forward and gently pressed his graying muzzle through the bars. Tom appeared beside her. "Don't get attached, Sarah. We're not ready." But Max had other plans. When Tom knelt down, Max rested his entire head in Tom's hands and closed his eyes, as if he'd been saving this moment of trust for the exact right people. Grace, the longtime shelter volunteer, walked over with tears forming. In all the months he's been here, I've never seen him do that. He chose you. The paperwork blurred together. Sarah kept glancing back at Kennel 14, half expecting to wake up. Max sat perfectly still, patient in a way that suggested he understood some things are worth waiting for. When they finally walked him out on his brand new blue leash, something shifted in Max's entire body. His head lifted higher, his steps had purpose. He walked between Sarah and Tom like he'd been their dog his whole life. Like those 127 days were just the prologue to his real story. That first night, Max moved through their house like he was memorizing every corner. When he approached the couch, he paused, placing just one paw on the cushion, waiting. Sarah patted the spot beside her. "It's okay, buddy. You're home now." Max climbed up slowly and laid his head directly on her lap. Tom stood in the doorway, watching his wife cry happy tears into their new dog's gray fur, and he felt something that had been frozen for 6 months finally start to thaw. The second week revealed Max's superpower. He could read emotions like they were written in a language only he understood. When Sarah took a devastating work call, Max appeared at her feet without being called. When Tom's father ended up in the hospital, Max became his shadow, offering silent support that somehow meant more than words. The neighbors started noticing. "That's the same dog from the shelter? He looks completely different." And he did. His eyes were brighter, his tail stayed up, He greeted everyone with gentle enthusiasm, like he was making up for lost time. Morning walks became Max's religion. Every sunrise was a celebration. He'd pause at the park entrance, turn back to look at whoever was holding his leash, and his whole face would light up with pure, uncomplicated joy. 2 months in, Tom took Max to the beach for the first time. Max stood perfectly still where sand met water, processing this vast moving thing he'd never seen. Then something inside him broke free and he started running, dancing with the waves, his ears flying back in the wind like flags of freedom. Tom watched him and understood. This was what it looked like when a soul finally felt safe enough to be fully alive. 3 months later, Grace called to check in. When Sarah sent photos of Max in his favorite sunbeam by the window, Grace's voice cracked. You gave him everything he was waiting for. For Max's 9th birthday, they threw a party. Neighbors came, there was cake. Max wore a ridiculous birthday hat and sat in the center of it all, tail wagging nonstop, surrounded by love he'd waited 127 days to find. Here's what Sarah believes. Rescue dogs remember. Max never takes anything for granted. Not the soft bed, not the full bowl, not the gentle hands. He lives every day like the gift it is. Max does this thing now. When Sarah or Tom comes home, he brings them something. A toy, a sock, sometimes just a random leaf. It's his offering, his way of saying, I'm part of this family too. And here's the truth. They almost didn't see him. They almost walked right past because he didn't look like what they expected. Max wasn't a puppy. He had gray fur and tired eyes and 127 days of rejection weighing on his shoulders. But he was perfect. He was exactly what they needed, and they were exactly what he'd been waiting for. Max didn't just find a home that Tuesday. He reminded 2 broken people that the best things in life often come in unexpected packages, that love doesn't have an age limit, and that sometimes the ones who waited the longest love the hardest. So here's my question for you. Do you think older rescue animals make better companions because they're grateful? Or do you believe every animal loves the same, regardless of age? Drop your thoughts below. I'd genuinely love to hear your perspective on this.